Duckworth here, Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique Practitioner Level 3. And I wanted to talk a little bit today about how to prepare your questions for your Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique session. Okay, so how do you get ready with your questions for your QHHT session? When you're in your QHHT session and when you're in the hypnosis, your practitioner is going to be having a conversation with the subconscious. And just like any conversation, we don't know where it's going to go before it goes, and it could go anywhere. And so you're going to spend a little bit of time in the beginning of your session with your practitioner to make sure that your practitioner understands your questions and the context around your questions and a little bit about you, so that your practitioner can be prepared to manage that conversation, to get out of it, that conversation with the subconscious, to get out of it what you want out of it. So you're going to come to your session with a set of questions prepared that is going to help direct that conversation between your practitioner and the subconscious. So you're going to want to prepare those questions. And so this video is about how to prepare those questions, some things to think about. Okay? So first of all, think about your questions as just conversation topics. When your practitioner gets you into hypnosis and is having that conversation with the subconscious, it's going to be a very fluid and organic conversation. It's not going to be question, answer, like that. It's just going to be a fluid and organic conversation. So think about your questions as really conversation topics, okay? And also when you're in hypnosis, you're only going to be in hypnosis for 2.5 hours or so. It sounds like a lot of time. It's actually not. Time goes by really fast in those conversations. So your practitioner is really going to only be able to cover maybe 10 or so topics. And each of those topics is going to be covered in really thorough detail. Everybody's going to leave that conversation thoroughly understanding every single one of those topics. So really only about 10 topics. Your practitioner is going to explore that topic from every angle, and even to the standpoint of leaving that topic with just asking the subconscious, is there anything else we need to know about that topic? And we give them the floor to make sure that we understand anything else about that topic. Okay? So in preparing your questions, think about them more as conversation starters. Maybe limit them, which means you're going to have to prioritize them and really understand what's important to you. So maybe 10 topics at most. And then understand that we're going to explore every single one of those topics in great depth and in great detail with the subconscious. We're going to learn everything we need to learn about those topics. If you have too many topics, then we can only reach any one of them very shallowly. We can only learn a little bit about each one of them. So if you really want to know a lot about those topics, then you're going to limit those topics. You're going to prioritize those topics for yourself. So those are the three things. They're really conversation starters. We want to limit and prioritize them, and then understand that each one of them is going to be addressed in great depth and great detail. The last thing I want to mention about your preparation for these questions for your QHHT session is to really understand that the process of formulating these questions is healing in and of itself. And so really sitting down to think about, well, what are those things that are of greatest priority for me to understand? You know, what questions do I want answered? And then maybe what questions don't I need answered in this session, in this one and only ever session? That process in and of itself, that process of understanding what's important to you, has a lot of healing benefits in and of itself. So just sitting down to think about those questions is an important part of the QHHT process. So that's just a little bit of information about how to prepare your questions for your QHHT session. Thank you for listening.